Hello students, in our earlier lecture, I explained about the source of solar energy and different forms in which it is available for us to use on the earth, and also we have explained some of the devices that are used for measurement of solar radiation, that is pyrheliometer, pyranometer and sunshine detectors. We have seen how these devices measure the solar radiation, their construction and working also. Now, in our today's class, we shall discuss about the means of storage of solar energy, how to how to store the solar energy in any device. So there is a need to store the solar energy. Why should we store the solar energy? What is the necessity of storing solar energy? Means we do not get solar energy all the way, all the time, because the availability of solar energy depends on different factors. Sun may not be available for 24 hours and 7 days a week and throughout the year. So, due to limited time availability of sun, there is a need to store solar energy in different devices. Similarly, even if the sun is available, there may be different environmental or weather conditions. These weather conditions also affect the availability of solar energy. Even in the middle of the day, at 2 o'clock or 12 o'clock, there may be clouds over the sky. If a particular place is covered by clouds, then we cannot get solar energy. And in some regions there may be heavy pollution, so that the intensity of solar radiation reaching on our earth will be very less. Therefore, in such cases, in such regions, in such places, we do not receive sufficient solar energy. So, based on these, all these type of factors, the solar energy availability is limited due to different conditions. So there is a need to store solar energy in different devices. Therefore, there is a need for solar storage devices. Solar energy storage device. Now, one of the device which we use for the storage of solar energy is batteries. Or in other way, solar batteries. If solar battery will receive the solar energy whenever it is available and it is stored inside those batteries and it can be utilized whenever we need and wherever you need at different instances. The more efficient and most of the people use lithium ion batteries. So lithium ion batteries were used for storage of solar energy. Why it is called lithium ion battery means in these batteries we use lithium as electrolyte. So it consists of lithium electrolyte. Because we use lithium electrolyte in these batteries, it is known as lithium ion batteries. These batteries are widely used in our daily life. In the case of cell phones, batteries, inverters, and some of the domestic devices where we require the storage of electrical energy. For all these purposes, we use lithium ion batteries. In the lithium ion batteries, when the solar energy is received by the battery, actually the solar energy is collected by the solar panels. That panels will supply energy to the batteries. In the battery, this is the electrolyte that consists of lithium atoms. When the battery receives solar energy from the solar panel, the lithium ion, this is the lithium, and there will be six electrons in the orbit. When lithium atom loses electron, then it will become lithium plus ion. Therefore, lithium atom will dissociate into lithium plus ion plus electron. This process of dissociation takes place as long as the solar energy is stored inside the batteries. Therefore, all lithium plus ion will be collected at one end of the battery, whereas negative charged electrons will be separated at the other end. This separation of electrons from the lithium atoms constitute the electric field in which the energy is stored, and this process is called as charging. Therefore, the charging of lithium ion battery is nothing but separation of lithium ions and electrons in the electrolyte. Then all these collected electrons will constitute negative electric field and lithium ions will constitute a positive electric field. As a result, potential difference is established between the two terminals and current will pass through the circuit. So during the charging of the battery, lithium ions and electrons were separated. Now, when we utilize this stored energy, again these electrons will combine with the lithium ion and form lithium atoms. That means there will be, during the discharging process, there will be recombination of electrons and lithium ions to form lithium atoms. That process is called as discharging. Therefore, while charging, lithium ions and electrons are formed. While discharging, lithium atoms will be formed. Lithium atoms. This cycle of process will be taking place while charging and discharging of batteries. Even 1,000 times, 2,000, some thousands of times you can charge and discharge these ions in the batteries. But as you go on utilizing these batteries for long life, then there will be some leakage of lithium ions. That's why the life of the battery or efficiency of the battery will slowly coming down and so on. So in this manner, these lithium ion batteries were used for the storage of solar energy. Now, what is the advantage of this solar battery? Means the abundance of solar energy can be enhanced by using the battery. Abundance of solar energy is more. And you can use the energy whenever we need. And because of these batteries, you can reduce economically more advantage. That means you can reduce electrical bills for utilization of electricity to the domestic appliances. And the energy can be available even in the remote places. Energy can be supplied even to remote places, remote, inaccessible places. So these are the advantages of solar cells or solar batteries that store electrical energy. So this is about the solar batteries, their working, construction and their uses. Now we use the solar batteries in different situations. The solar batteries can be used for supplying electrical energy to the domestic appliances, used in used in cellular phones, mobile phones, used for lighting purposes. We can light electrical bulbs, LED bulbs, by using the solar batteries, and this can be utilized for running of fans and so on. We use this solar batteries, lithium-ion batteries in cars, cellular mobile phones, and for domestic purposes, lighting purposes, and so on. So this is the storage of solar battery. Now, another device which we use for the storage of solar energy is solar parts. Solar parts. Solar. These solar pumps were widely used, especially in rural areas, where water will be stored in ponds. In ponds like this. When water is stored in a pond, salt water is stored in a pond, and this water present on the surface is less saline. That means salt content is less for water on the surface of the pond, and the salinity gradually increases as you go deeper and deeper into the pond. Therefore, there is a gradient in the salinity of water from the surface to the bottom of the pond or lake. When solar energy incident over this pond, this solar energy is stored in the ions of the salt water. As the salinity of water is more at the bottom, therefore the electrical energy will be stored in the salt water. Due to the solar energy, the molecules will be moving with high velocities that causes dissociation of ions. Therefore, sodium ions will be separated from chloride ions. Na plus and Cl minus separation takes place. As a result, the electrical energy is stored in the saline water. If there is no salinity in the pond, then we add salt to the water. When salt is added to the water in the pond, then the salinity increases. Therefore, the energy stored by the solar ponds also increases. Once we charge the ponds with the solar energy, and it can be utilized from the ponds to the domestic devices. After utilizing the solar energy, again you can obtain the salt that is dissolved in water. Therefore, there is no loss of salt while storing the solar energy in solar ponds. So that's why these solar ponds are more advantageous, especially in remote areas where the abundance of water, ponds were more in villages. And there is no expense. You need not spend anything because we are not using any device. Simply we are utilizing freely available ponds. Therefore, you can store energy at a very cheaper rate in solar ponds. So, in this manner, you can store the solar energy in solar ponds. Once again I repeat, solar pond is nothing but a pond that consists of salt water or saline water. The concentration of salt is more at the bottom and less at the surface. Therefore, there is a gradient change in the salinity of water present in the ponds. When solar energy incident on the ponds, it penetrates into the water and reaches the bottom where the salinity is more. There, the salt salt will undergo ionization. As a result of ionization, the energy will be stored in the solar ponds. This energy can be utilized for different purposes. If there is no salt in the ponds, then we can add salt to the solar ponds. The main advantage of this solar ponds is, after utilization of these solar ponds for charging with the solar energy, again you can obtain the salt from the pond. So there will be no loss at all. These solar ponds are widely used and more advantageous in rural areas or remote areas where the availability of rainwater or water ponds are more. In this manner, you can store the solar energy in solar ponds. So these are the two techniques or devices that are used for storage of solar energy. Solar cells as well as solar ponds. Now, what is the use of this solar energy means? The solar energy will provide wide utilization of energy. It can be utilized whenever we need. We can reduce voltage fluctuations we can reduce the power bills. That means there will be economical advantage, and by using this solar energy, because it is basically a direct current, therefore the life time of electrical appliances can be more by using this solar energy, and it is cheaply available energy, and it is a pollution free energy, and it is a renewable. You can obtain so much amount of energy always without consuming anything. Therefore, it is a regenerated energy. So in that manner, we can use the solar energy by storing in devices. That's why there is a need to store this solar energy and utilize it for different purposes. So that is the end of our first unit. So in this unit, we have discussed about source of solar energy, source of solar energy, solar energy, solar radiation, measuring devices, what are they? Heliometer, pyranometer, sunshine detectors. And we have discussed about solar energy, storage devices. Under this case, we have discussed about lithium ion batteries, and also solar pumps. This lithium ion battery will be of different sizes. In cellular phone, we use very small battery which is in the shape of a tablet. Similarly, in watches, in solar watches, the batteries will be very small inside in the form of a tablet. And in the case of in the case of cellular phones, we use a little bit larger battery, and in the case of our domestic appliances, we use a large size having different capacities to store electrical charge, 150 ampere hour and so on. So these devices are highly efficient in supplying electrical energy. So in our next class, we will start another unit where how to produce heat energy from solar energy, conversion of solar energy into heat energy.